What is up, legends? My name is Derek or J Nova, and today we are back playing some more Call of Duty. I haven't decided on how the layout of this video is going to be, so if there is gameplay in the background, playing some Call of Duty. If not, we're just talking. So whatever you're watching is the layout that I decided on. But essentially today, I wanted to do a Call of Duty tier list, so ranking all of the Call of Duties in order from when they came out. Every single game in the series. If I haven't played it, obviously it'll go on the never played tier. But I want to rank them with Black Ops 6 on the horizon. I think it's a good time to get the rankings set. That way we can see where Black Ops 6 might fall in said rankings when the game comes out. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right on into it. The first game we're going to be looking at is Call of Duty, the OG Call of Duty 1, very first game. Look, I am 26 years old, but I am not that old. So I have not played. I think I did play Call of Duty 1, just to go back and try it. But it obviously wasn't the same as when the game was out and people were actually playing it. So I'm going to be honest here. I'm going to put this in great, but hear me out. Hear me out. This is my reasoning. This was the beginning of the franchise. This was what started Call of Duty. This is where the series comes from. So you have to at least honor the game, the original game. I'm tempted to put it in greatest of all time solely because of that. I think I might do that actually. No, I can't do that. I'm gonna put it in great because I think this is what started it all. This is where Call of Duty really grew from. So I think we have to honor the original in the series and just be truthful that Call of Duty started here and just say that it's great. Now, Call of Duty 2, I did play. Call of Duty 2 was probably one of my favorite games as a kid. For that reason, I'm gonna put it in fantastic. I might be thinking of it in rose-tinted glasses here and just nostalgia, you know. But I'm going to go ahead and say that Call of Duty 2 is a fantastic game. Call of Duty 3 is probably one of my least favorites. This one was, I think this was Treyarch's first game, and it was just not good. They changed a ton of stuff. I think they added tanks to the game, which I think there were tanks in World at War too. But just overall, I think this is widely regarded as one of the worst games in the series. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that in trash. Call of Duty 4. Modern Warfare, the OG, the 2007, I think, Call of Duty. Look, man, I know we're kind of getting to a point now where everyone likes to sit here and say that Call of Duty 4 actually wasn't that good, but I'm going to put this in greatest of all time. I think Call of Duty 4, while Call of Duty, the original, is what paved the way for the whole franchise, I think this Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare 2007 or whenever it came out, I think that game really molded the Call of Duty that we got for the next 10 plus years. This game, with the introduction of score streaks, create a class, all that stuff, I think really molded what we got going down the line. So this game will always have a special place in my heart. I gotta put it in GOAT. Next up, we got Call of Duty World at War. This was kind of the first Treyarch game I think I played a good amount of. This was also the introduction of Call of Duty Zombies. So it has that going for it. The whole Zombies mode actually is pretty crazy. If you really think about it, you had to beat the campaign to unlock the mode. So not many people really knew about it until, kind of later down the line. I mean, because Twitter and stuff like that wasn't as big of a deal as it is now. So the word didn't really spread for a while about Zombies, and I think a lot of people just thought it was kind of some weird one-off mode for a while, but this is the birthplace of Zombies, and Zombies honestly could be its own game at this point. I think it has a big enough following that people would buy that. But not my favorite multiplayer game. It was decent. I just think I'm not a huge fan of the older timeline games. So for that reason, I think I'm going to go ahead and put this in good. No, here's what I'll say. I think the multiplayer was good, but I'm going to put it in great for it being the birthplace of Zombies. I think that makes sense. Next up, we got Modern Warfare 2. Now, look, I want to put this in greatest of all time. However, I think we got to have some sanctity at the top. I think the top of this list has to be special. We can't be throwing everything in GOAT. So, for that reason, I'm going to put this in fantastic, and here's my reasoning. This game was so broken. One Man Army noob tubes, Model 1887s, the ACR was busted, the FAMAS was busted. Everything in this game was OP as hell, and the nukes ended the game, and you can get a nuke from getting kills with your chopper gunner. I mean, when I think of this game, I think back to like the Xbox 360 days where everyone put the number of nukes they had in Call of Duty in their fucking description on their profile. I think I probably played this game the most out of, maybe not the most recent ones, but when I was younger, I definitely played Modern Warfare 2 the most. I remember playing Modern Warfare 2 even while Black Ops 1 was out because I wasn't a huge fan of Black Ops 1 at the time. So I definitely remember spending a ton of time, especially with my friends after school, playing this game. So I think just with how OP it was just fun, dude. It was like when I think of fun Call of Duties, I think of Modern Warfare 2. It's like, it's really just the pinnacle of just shit show, kill streaks everywhere, everything's exploding, like that kind of thing. But it wasn't annoying. I mean, sure, things being overpowered isn't great, but keep in mind this game didn't have as egregious of skill-based matchmaking as the new Call of Duties do, so you could play this game casually and enjoy yourself and not have to grind and sweat your balls off the entire time. But anyway, for that reason, I'm putting it in fantastic. Now, next up we got Black Ops 1. I know I talked about it a little bit in my Modern Warfare 2 explanation, but wasn't the hugest fan of this game. Looking back on it now, I think I appreciate it a little bit more. Just really didn't love the multiplayer. I think they ruined snipers in this game. I was actually a pretty big like proponent of quick scoping and stuff like that, especially in Modern Warfare 2. I remember doing like the private lobbies, trying to hit trick shots, stuff like that with my friends. So Black Ops 1 brutally ruined snipers. So I think for that reason, it's like stained in my mind. But I do think this was the conception of the Black Ops series, like the franchise, which is solid. I think this game belongs in good. I think it was a decent multiplayer experience. Didn't love a lot of the things that they did. Didn't love the guns. But overall, I think this is kind of where Treyarch really got their style from. This is the first Black Ops game, and from here on out, Treyarch had a very similar, even to this day, they have a very, very similar style of game, with at least in the way that it looks and plays. So you can kind of still feel that to this day, even with Black Ops 6. Now, this one might be a hot take. I don't really know what everyone's opinion is on Modern Warfare 3, the original Modern Warfare 3. I'm going to put this in fantastic, up with MW2. I vividly remember having a lot of fun playing this game. This was when they introduced the Moab, the mother of all bombs, or basically a nuclear where you had to get the nuke with only kills from your gun. So that was kind of a weird change. I think a lot of people liked getting it with kill streaks, but that plus like the specialist bonus was introduced in this game. I liked a lot of the guns in this game. This one just has a good, it has a special place in my heart as well. I remember playing that one quite a bit, especially after the Black Ops 1 came out, because I wasn't, like I said, wasn't a huge fan of it. So MW3 definitely belongs in fantastic for me. Moving on, now we have the other GOAT of Call of Duty, Black Ops 2. Now, this is probably the game I've played the most. If I think back on it, out of every Call of Duty that has come out and I've grinded, I have definitely played Call of Duty Black Ops 2 the most. Just like, it was just flawless, dude. Like, competitive in that game was awesome. There weren't things that were annoying. The only thing I can think of is like the shock charge. That's pretty much it. But there's just nothing annoying in that game that just really pissed me off. And I just look back on it and think that that was probably the peak of Call of Duty, honestly. No skill-based matchmaking, or if there was, it was very, very minute. But overall, it was super fun. All right, Call of Duty Ghosts. Didn't play this game very much. I'm gonna put this in mid. I think this is a mid-tier Call of Duty. I think competitive in this game was fun to watch, and I've heard it was decent to play. But public matches in this game were kind of trash. The game looked weird. It played weird. Overall, I think Ghost missed the mark. I can remember a lot of bad maps from this game too. I think there was that one map, I don't know what it's called, but it was like gigantic, like huge. Like you could go 3 minutes on the map without seeing a single person, and every TDM on that match ended to the time and not actually getting the kills. So when I think about this game, all I can think about is enjoying watching competitive, but I really didn't play it that much because it just wasn't that fun. All right, now we got the introduction to advanced movement, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Looking back on it, I don't think I enjoyed this one as much as the other advanced movement titles. There were a lot of things in this game that were pretty annoying. Just off the top of my head, weapon variants. I think the whole loot box system was absolutely horrible, and we moved away from that pretty quick, and actually not really quick. It took like 3 or 4 years, but I'm gonna put this one in good. I think the game itself was good. The guns, just talking strictly base variant guns, movement, maps were solid. I just think that the fluff around the game was not good. I don't think the loot boxes were good for the game. I don't think the variants, how there were literally variants that were better than other gun, like than the same gun. Like, it wasn't just small tweaks here and there that maybe catered more to your playstyle. It was, this gun does more damage, or this gun shoots faster. I don't think variants have any place in Call of Duty like that. They should be cosmetic. Everything should be, well, that looks cool, but he doesn't have an advantage over me because he got that in a loot box. But I do think that the mechanics of the game, first game with advanced movement, I think this game probably did advanced movement the best. If you were really good with it, the skill ceiling with it was insanely high. So that one will go in good. Black Ops 3. Black Ops 3, honestly, is probably one of my favorite advanced movement games. I think it is my favorite advanced movement game, honestly. I'm going to put this in fantastic. I think Black Ops 3 is really, really good. I had a ton of fun playing this game. Probably, I don't think it's the one I played the most competitively, but I definitely played this game a lot. I think the maps in this game are probably what stood out to me the most. I think my only gripe is probably Specialists. I wasn't a huge fan of Specialists once we started doing that, but for the most part, I think the guns were good in the game, the maps were solid, the movement was solid. I think Black Ops 3 is a really solid Call of Duty. Next, we got Infinite Warfare. This is going into trash tier. This game sucks, but Infinite Warfare was terrible. The only good thing about this year of Call of Duty was that Optic Gaming won champs. That's the only saving grace for this game. It was horrible. I played maybe 5 hours of it total. I think I played the beta more than I played the actual game. Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered. This came out in conjunction with Infinite Warfare. I'm going to put this in mid, which is weird because I have Call of Duty Modern Warfare in GOAT status, but the game just didn't feel as good as it was. It didn't hit that nostalgia spot that we wanted. Yeah, I think that sums it up pretty good. I'm going to put it in mid. Call of Duty World War II. I think this was the introduction of Sledgehammer making their own game. I'm pretty sure Sledgehammer helped make Advanced Warfare, or maybe they did make Advanced Warfare. I don't know. But Call of Duty World War II, this game was bad. It wasn't trash. I think there were a lot of good things about this game, and the way it was kind of, the way it looked, the way it played, the way you moved around the map, stuff like that was very traditional Call of Duty. I think it kind of took us back a few steps from the advanced movement titles. Like I mentioned earlier, not a huge fan of the old timeline games, so everything like World War II, World War I, Cold War, stuff like that. They did a lot of weird things in this game. There was the Call of Duty HQ. I don't know if you guys remember that, but essentially when you loaded into the game, you were in this like open headquarters area with a bunch of other players. Kind of cool, not gonna lie, but it lost the gimmick of it pretty quickly. It kind of just became annoying. Loot boxes were rampant in this game, but overall it really didn't feel, there was nothing to it. It really just kind of felt boring, if that makes, like, all the maps were pretty boring. Maps weren't great in general, but the color palette in this game was terrible. Like, it was just that classic, like, as we get into the newer CODs, I'll talk about it a little bit more too, but that classic, like, dark brown, dark gray, that kind of thing. So just not vibrant at all. It was boring. It was boring to play. I think the only reason it's not in trash is because I think competitive that year was okay. It was decent. Other than the fact that Optic Gaming was terrible. Call of Duty Black Ops 4. This is going to be a hot take. No one's going to agree with me here. Actually, maybe some of you might, but this is going in the GOAT. Let me defend myself, okay? We grinded this game. Played a lot of competitive on this game. And overall, I think this game was the most fun public matches I've had since MW2 or Black Ops 2. So I think this game, honestly, just, it was everything I wanted from Call of Duty. The movement was solid. It wasn't like too much where you were running on walls, jetpacking, but it was enough to where you could still outplay people, that it raised that skill ceiling. Competitive on this game, watching competitive was amazing. Pubs were amazing. Playing competitive, like on the actual in-game, and, you know, I think we played a bunch of like MLG ladders and UMG tournaments and stuff like that in this game. So just really, like, for me, this is one of the greatest. I know objectively this probably isn't one of the greatest CODs of all time, but to me, it's up there. It has to be. And then we turn around the next year and we have my least favorite game ever. I'm putting MW 2019 in trash. I think this game sucked. I think the maps were terrible. I think everything about this game was terrible. Honestly, the competitive season was terrible. People played this game like the biggest pussies in the world. This introduced Tac Sprint. hate TAC Sprint. I think TAC Sprint has no place in Call of Duty. I still think that to this day, and I really wish they didn't put it in BO6, but they did. But yeah, I think Modern Warfare, just people played this game. No one moved on the map. If you guys remember playing this game, everyone sat in corners, laid down, and again, back to the color palette thing. This was the most muted game I have ever played in terms of color palette. Like, everything was dark brown, dark red, dark green. Like, everything was just dark. You couldn't see shit. It was, I hate this game with a burning passion. And it's not because I wasn't decent. I was actually pretty good at Modern Warfare. It was such a switch up from BO4. I think that's part of the reason why it was so hard for me to adjust. But we're gonna throw that in trash because I hate that game. I think this is the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 remastered campaign. Never played it. Not gonna talk about it. Black Ops Cold War. I'm gonna put that in good. I think that game was decent. A lot of the maps were pretty garbage, but the gunplay and everything, it very much felt like a Treyarch game. So I'm gonna put that in good. Not much to really talk about. Played a good amount of competitive on that one, so I have some fond memories of that game. But it was definitely nice to get that after Modern Warfare. I think that was definitely a step in the right direction. But overall, it was good. It was good. Vanguard, I'm gonna put in mid. Not a huge fan. Again, very similar to Modern Warfare. I think the maps took a step up in that game. I do think the maps were a little bit better. I played it a lot more than I played Modern Warfare 2019, but overall, it was pretty mid. MW2, I'm going to put that in good. I think this was a huge step up from the original Modern Warfare, and definitely a step up from Vanguard. Modern Warfare 2 was a decent game. Competitive was fun in this game. I think this, again, was a step in the right direction. I think it was better than Vanguard and Modern Warfare 2019. So we're moving in the right direction. I think the games are getting better. I don't know. I feel like we took a big step back with 2019, and then we kind of just worked our way back up to where we were. So next we have MW3, which is a game that's currently out. I'm going to go ahead and put this one in great. I had the most fun, I think, out of all of the recent CODs on this game. I really enjoyed it. I think it brought us back, especially, I think having all the old maps in the game at the start was a good benefit, just because map design has taken a colossal step backwards in terms of just how seamless and how fun to play the maps are. So I think this game having a lot of the old maps in it was good. Kind of the same thing with Cold War, honestly, because Cold War had a lot of the BO2 maps. But MW3, like the gunplay, everything, I think just feels more true to COD. It's a solid game. I think it's really good. Tons of content has been added. I do enjoy it. I think it's a good Call of Duty. But that's going to be it for this episode, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a comment in the comment section down below. Maybe like me, share with your friends. Hit that notification bell to be notified every time I post a new video. I did want to mention, we did just hit 1,000 subscribers. I think I'm at 1,200 now. You guys are killing it. It honestly, like I mentioned it in a couple other videos, but it means the world to me. My videos are doing really well right now. So again, you just keep smashing that like button. Leave some comments, guys. I really like talking to you guys. If you have any feedback, or if you just want to start a conversation in the comments, I respond to all of them. So go ahead and leave a comment if you guys want to talk about anything. Maybe you can tell me I'm an idiot for putting Black Ops 4 in the GOAT tier. Whatever you guys want to do. That's going to be it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next one. Peace.